Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here. Thank you for joining me for this Ask Me Anything session based on the unbelievable Iowa caucus last night, which via 1:15 p.m. Eastern right now if you're watching, there are still no results. Let me repeat that. There are still no results via this caucus. So, what I want to do in this one is get your questions in now, even though it still looks like we have zero viewers with 40,000 subscribers. Who knows? Maybe I need to refresh, but that's where we're at. Thank you so much, YouTube, for suppressing the algorithm. I really do appreciate it. As you know, Jason Burmis is a human being. I make, mistakes, and I own up to those mistakes. I think that's very important. I never tell you that I am the ultimate source of information and that I am never wrong. So I want to address a couple of those mistakes before we get into the Iowa caucus and the entire shit show that is, and how none of it at this point could possibly be trusted, as you had this app, it was completely inept. Anybody could really hack into it and change the results, but we'll get into all that stuff. Even people like Donald Trump Jr. calling out how the fix is already in. Okay, and obviously Donald Trump Sr. gloating about all this. I want to address, we got to take that off right there. Let's see. Sorry about that, guys. Forgot I did Mixed Martial Mindset last night with John Fitch, which you can check out for free here. Did this Struck and Seth Rich video, okay? So, got most of it right. Obviously, it's a 25-minute video, but I got a couple things wrong. And I want to talk about those things and, the person that called me out on them, et cetera, et cetera. So first of all, the focus on that was really about the Seth Rich documents, the FBI, and what was in the Mueller report, things that I'm pretty knowledgeable about. But then I threw in that NPR had just subpoenaed Cassandra Fairbanks, and it was an entirely new court case. Now, then I went through the list of people who were on that subpoena, and I got some things wrong, so let's talk about them. Ed Butowski, all right, the guy that... I guess he's the one that released the tapes of Hirsch, or not released, they leaked. I'm not sure if he's the one that released them or how they got released, although it looks like him. He's the one that taped Hirsch, talking about Seth Rich, the FBI, and his case. Now, I said he was a journalist for Breitbart, and I still kind of stand by that, contributor, I guess. He's more of a wealth management guy, I guess, all right? And all this and some other things were brought to my attention by Manuel Chavez, a.k.a. DeFango, a.k.a. Elusive Man, a.k.a. the guy that claims that he's the one that started Q, although it looks like a group effort that he was included in, but he was deceptive about that as well. One of the reasons that I kind of cut off the majority of communication with the guy after I did that piece for We Are Change. Now, for those that don't know, Jack Posobiec also did a piece on the origins of Q for One News Network, or One American News, prior to me. Now, my only interaction with Jack Posobiec before that was Bilderberg 2017. It's online. We had a debate, and then we had another debate, PS, like a talk afterwards, because, some of the things he was saying and supporting, obviously I didn't agree with and I don't agree with. Now, he contacted me afterwards, and, I'm not even going to name the guy's name, but he's supposedly Dreamcatcher, and then there's this Microchip guy. Now, he put those two in there. He didn't put DeFango, because DeFango lies. Now, I'm not in this whole LARP world, attack world, where there's a bunch of these personalities that spend time reveling in attacking each other, period. They do, okay? So I mentioned Shadowbox, which is kind of in this as well. Chavez is the only one that's released information on Shadowbox, including the emails, et cetera, that I know of. Okay, so I take that with a grain of salt. There's not a lot of information out there about Shadowbox. When I did have him on We Are Change, all I know is that my Twitter exploded, that there were all these different accounts. And, one of the guys that's kind of involved in this is a guy named Thomas Schoenberger. Now, DeFango claims he wasn't involved at the DEF CON meeting. I believe Schoenberger claims he does. Don't quote me on that. I try to stay out of these worlds. It's a very weird world to be in. So how did I even become aware of DeFango, Elusive Man, any of this stuff? Because a lot of this, I became aware of him completely separate from Seth Rich. Lee Stewie of Press for Truth, who I actually met at that same Bilderberg in 2017, sent me a video of him with the Dark Overlord documents. He decrypted them before I did. So I wanted to contact him. I wanted to get these documents. Now, I talked to him for quite some time. He actually talked to me about Seth Rich. He named somebody else who may have helped, all these other things. You know, it was a pretty long conversation. I don't recall a ton of it. We're talking probably, it has to be like 13 months ago now, because it was right around that January 1st drop. So right in the first week of January, I think, is when I spoke with this guy. Okay, get your questions in. Don't worry, we're going to talk about the Iowa caucus too. But again, we admit when we're wrong here. So anyway, just to kind of wrap it up and, talk about why I stopped dealing with the guy. I did a 24 in 24. Remember that 24 videos in 24 hours actually ended up being 26. And I had Titus Frost on, who I may not agree with everything, but he's put out a lot of good information. And Big Fish, who, if you want to know the Titus Big Fish story, you can either watch my interview with Big Fish, or you can actually listen to the interview with Titus, where you can also hear the recorded phone calls of Big Fish and the DC police. And that's what gave credence to his story to me. The other thing is, Big Fish, who I don't know his real name at all, I don't know his identity, has never sent me bad information. Never once. In fact, last night at like 2 or 3 in the morning, he sent me something on Epstein and court rulings. He has been an amazing resource, and you should follow him at Trey Billion over on Twitter. And so when I did this, all of a sudden Chavez got upset and started posting in my Facebook that they were frauds and how dare I not have him on. I'm paraphrasing, but he was mad that I didn't have him on. And then he said, I am the only truth. Anyone who tells you they're the only truth, that's not true. I'm a human being. I'm admitting to mistakes in the first 10 minutes of this video. Okay? But then what really made me upset and worrisome about this guy, other than everybody had warned me and he burns people and he does all these videos, et cetera, was that he said that he had emails of me and Schoenberger. I've never contacted that guy in my life, and as far as I know, he's never really contacted me. The only time I've seen anything is when he used to be in like the chat section, like you guys are, on certain interviews as like TS or something else, and I believe it got pointed out to me that it was him. I don't think I typed back to the guy. I don't think I responded on air. Maybe I did. Go check it out. But certainly there's been no email exchanges between me and him. And then, and it was basically, he was telling me that I need to find a new job. So, basically a veiled threat that he was going to somehow take down my YouTube channel or expose me as a fraud. So many people want to expose Jason Burmis as a fraud for some reason. I don't get it, but whatever. And then I was like, look, man, my only interactions are that. And I hadn't heard from him since. Okay. So, the attack dogs are out. Somebody else yesterday during a live chat said that asked about an expose while I was doing my walk and talk. Apparently, there's some video exposing me and some other alternative media people that I'm really not that familiar with. If you have the link, I guess put it in the bottom. I haven't seen it yet. And then on the up, I want to thank Canadian Truther for super chatting Tim Pool. Tim Pool has a third channel now that's kind of like a 2-hour podcast format, and he was trying to get Tim to have me on. I'd love to do Tim Pool's show. I think that Tim Pool's a smart guy. I do not believe he's right a lot of the time. I think that I would be good at challenging him because I don't have mush for brains. He says he doesn't want too much on politics on that channel, but I mean, if you're going to talk about quote-unquote conspiracy theories, if you want to really talk deep state and true politics, if you even want an occult angle, I mean, I've got some knowledge in those regards. That's what I can say. So, guys, get your questions in now, and let's talk Iowa. And then we're going to go right to your questions. I'll take all super chats, just like I always do. And what I want to start with here is this. Just my Twitter feed from last night. Now, Lee Fang, he works for The Intercept, okay? I want people to read this. 3 different sources say a firm called Shadow helped develop the Iowa Dem Caucus app. They haven't responded to comment. Neither has the Iowa Dem Party. That may have changed. This is a tweet from 13 hours ago. The firm was paid by both Nevada and Iowa Democratic Party. Disclosures show also by Mayor Pete's campaign. Now remember, Pete Bootlicker declared victory. We still don't have results. We still don't have results. I mean, this is a disaster for these people. But again, people like Don Jr. were saying the fix was in last night, tweeting it out. I mean, having a great time. So let's look at this really quick. So if you take a look at this, I'm not sure exactly what we're looking at, okay? I'm not a programmer, et cetera, but this person is claiming, and I'm pretty sure they're probably not far off, so literally a high school student with some CS knowledge could have used SQL injected, could have completely changed the results, okay? Throwing that out there. And let's play it. It's CNN. It's a dumpster fire. And hopefully we don't get like a strike or anything because it's so ridiculous. But basically this is them telling, the guy telling Wolf Blitzer he's on hold with a phone line because there is no results. We'll back it up to this. Let's see what we get.
So this is a real coincidence, Wolf. I just got off hold just now, so I've got to get off the phone to report the results.
All right, go ahead. Report your result. Can we listen in as you report them, Sean?
Yep.
Hung up.
All right,
cool.
let's listen.
All right. Okay. Hi. Hello? They hung up on me.
Yep. Oh, boy. Like, we should do it over, okay? Paper hand count 100%. And then the other thing that's crazy is you actually have people that were saying that this was Russian interference last night. Has anyone considered the idea that Russia might be involved? Just a thought. Not trying to diminish the absolute shit show going on here. And I'm just like, oh my God. And he's tweeting at MSNBC and CNN, the biggest proponents of the Russian hoax. This is America. That person, I mean, read my reaction. I assume this person actually believes this is a possibility. That's how far gone people who watch mainstream media are. I want to let everybody know, whatever happened last night had zero to do with Poot and the Russians. All right? I mean, I was following. I thought maybe they would get the results in. When I finally saw that it wasn't until morning, I gave up on the fact that I was going to, do a video like this. But now we're doing it, and we're still waiting. It's 1:30 in the afternoon on the East Coast. All right, guys, get your questions in. Obviously, we've talked about a lot here in the beginning of this video. Let's do it. We do it live. I'm not going to read that. Iowa Bassman says they went to the caucus last night. Hey, what's up, Gregory? Am I surprised? I'm kind of surprised that there's no results. Yes. I'm not saying that it wouldn't have been rigged. I mean, look how much they were trying to push Grandma Oatmeal. And Joe Biden's, basically the end of Joe Biden's campaign could have been last night. Yang looked like he was outperforming him everywhere. Jimmy the Lip, hello. Drufus says he's here. Howdy. Hello from Illinois. Concerned citizen. Thanks, YouTube. Hello from Canada. Let's see. I'm here, but I'm Canadian. Well, good for you, Danny. How you doing? Hey, Jason. What's the deal with some app having to do with the caucus? Exactly. Can we please go back to hand ballots? Can we go back to hand ballots? And forget about these hanging chads. That's not necessary. I believe when I vote, I get a large sheet of paper. Okay, it isn't a punch hole system. I vote, I darken something in, and then it's scanned in by like a computer system, and it registers through. But then the actual paper copy's still there just in case, which it should be, which should be mandatory to be checked against any digital results whatsoever. Makes sense? Makes sense. We aren't zeros, and we aren't ones, and we aren't zeros and ones. 60 in my precinct, 3 for Warren, 4 for Biden. Are you talking about in your precinct there were 60 people and only 3 voted for Warren and 4 for Biden? Exactly. It could have been a disaster for the front runners. And I haven't even mentioned Tulsi Gabbard yet because she was completely ignored by the mainstream press and she's out in New Hampshire campaigning still. I don't see a repeat in New Hampshire. In fact, maybe I should go out to the New Hampshire ones. That'll cost me something, but maybe I set up a side GoFundMe. I'll decide by tomorrow. And if we do it, we'll launch it a week before, and we'll put up like a $1,500 or $2,000 just quick GoFundMe for that, so I can rent a reliable vehicle, go get a hotel room, and get back, within a reasonable hour, film stuff, and do live streaming. Maybe we do that. Do people think that's a good idea? You guys let me know. Iowa equals Bloomberg money. Yeah, you know what? Another thing that happened that was unbelievable is that they just changed the rules for Bloomberg. Another guy nobody wants. A nobody. A billionaire who's completely out of touch with the people. Okay? But again, they'll arbitrarily change the rule for billionaires in the predator class while oppressing. And by the way, Bernie probably did pretty damn well last night. They don't want him to be the front runner in the worst way. Okay? Let's see, what do we got here? Holly Diller says perfectly imperfect human. We're all imperfect, right? I'm not going to bullshit you. Apps were a mistake. No kidding. Buttigieg and Sanders tied. They're shitting bricks. There's no way that Buttigieg, they were saying even weeks ago I covered it, he was polling top in Iowa. There's no way that Buttigieg, I like to call him bootlicker, tied with Sanders. He has nowhere near that support. That's bullshit. That's rigged. Hi from Texas. Cheers, Jason and the Burmese Brigade. What's up, Nicholas? Sup, troops? What's up, you sick, twisted freaks? Sup, Jay? Dang, spell check. It's supposed to be Jason. This week's Mixed Martial Mindset was good. I had a great time last night with John. I know some of them are a little bit stale. They're not exactly what everybody expects. But I think that when there's a lot going on in both the MMA world and the world in general that John's engaged in, it becomes a better show. That guy's a busy guy, and obviously trying to advance his own YouTube channel, which I suggest people go and subscribe to. But people have to also realize we haven't even done 20 of those episodes. I think that was number 18. So let's see how we're at, when we get a full year of those episodes down. That's the real question. You got to stick with these things. They don't blossom overnight. This channel hasn't gotten to 40,000 subscribers yet. We're struggling. We need 500 plus. Please share this channel with other people. Make sure you're still subscribed. Thumbs the video up if you're new. You got to be patient when you're growing. I've been told Bernie had his own app too, aside from the DNC app. Is that true? I haven't seen any of that, Jason A. I said it on Tim Pool's channel and say it again. Politics is a sham. Stop buying into left-right paradigm. Agree, Jason Nance. Trump won the Iowa caucus. In a lot of ways, he did, Norm MacDonald clips. In a lot of ways, he did. Iowa caucus. I'm your prime minister. Hi from California. Iowa equals Bloomberg money. R.I.P. Seth Rich. Hi, all brigade. Fact check false. Fact check false. I don't know what that means. Yes, R.I.P. Seth Rich. Sup, Drew. BS. Defango is a LARP. I mean, you decide. WWG1WJ. Boo ba ba doo. Good to see you, Crazy. Let's see. Bend over, Bernie. They're sticking it to you again. What? Defango equals. Defange equals troll. Let's see. Fandango is a POS. One of those. They got nothing else to do. LARP. Yeah, I'm not part of that LARP live action role play world. I'm not. Paid government agents starting shit on social media. I mean, that's, hey. DEFCON 5. Oh! We jumped. Remember, we'll take all super chats, guys. We're going to get back up to the top. We go down in order. But let's get them in there. Wow. Okay, here we go. Bam. They got nothing else to do. Let's see. BS alert. Don't even get into Jason Goodman either. So bad. I don't know much about him. He tried to contact me right when I did that We Are Change report on, the whole DEF CON thing and Q, etc. And I just kind of ignored it. It's in my DM somewhere. SGT report, I don't know if they still post my stuff. They used to. But they know how I feel about the whole Q situation, and they claim to feel extremely differently. And I don't believe in superheroes on message boards and covert networks posting breadcrumbs and clues. That's the bottom line. Okay? What the F up is up with the Super Bowl satanic show? If you go watch my video actually. And you know what? Not one other person I've seen has done the video on the checkerboard symbolism and the triangle all-seeing eye where J Lo is in the middle of it. Other than myself, I've seen some other ones out there that are talking about the tying of the rope and the red and the phallic microphone and things like that, and obviously the sexualization. But it wasn't as over the top as it has been in past Super Bowls. But if you want to get my take on it, it certainly is out there. So let's continue on. Thumbs this video up, sub and share. Alex Jones is behind it. Yes. Q is really a gay frog. That's when you effed you. Iowa Caucus. Do you and Luke still chat? I haven't talked to Luke since I left. Q is sage truth. What about Lindsey Graham going after Schiff and Kerry? I don't know. I haven't watched any of that. Lindsey Graham's as limited hangout warmongering as it gets, though. How's the tooth? Feels like it's tightening up. Still haven't really had a ton of solid foods. If I do, I put them in the side of my mouth, but not a lot. Been eating like eggs, bread, soup. Probably do that for the next week. Losing a little bit of weight. I'll be in the gym tonight, guys. And no muscle tone here. We gotta bring up the muscles, but I'd like to drop 15 pounds anyway and put some muscle on. In your opinion, Mr. B, are they effing Sanders with no lube again? Yeah. Well, all right, here's the deal. Remember when Howard Dean was in front back in 2004? I bet a lot of us don't because it's 16 years ago, but I do. And then I remember, yeah, when he lost one. And then all of a sudden, Kerry was the front runner. There was nobody behind John Kerry, okay? The game has been rigged for some time. I've been speaking out against Diebold voting machines and automated systems for quite some time. Their ability to be hacked, their ability to just turn a vote over right there, for the entire election rolls to be turned on their head. Let's get physical ballots. Is that tough? I mean, come on. It's common sense. But I'm a kooky. He's a conspiracy theorist. Let's see. What up, bros? I remember 2016 like it was yesterday. We have no democracy here in the U.S. Atrazine in the water is turning the friggin' frogs gay. Or here in Britain, Big Snitch must have got the gay from the water. It is run by NGOs, non-governmental organizations. Can't wait till Jason admits he was wrong about you. Oh, Joe Fusco. Yeah, you're right. You got me. You got me. The superhero network to trust the plan. They're real. Lindsey Graham changes his character often to trust. Character isn't something that changes with seasons. Q will free the world. Steinman likes to troll a little bit. Steinman loves a little bit of trollio. The whole Russia hoax was made to distract from the Podesta leaks in which Pizzagate got exposed. That's part of it. I mean, the whole Russiagate thing was also to try to delegitimize WikiLeaks in general, and it did work. And brainwash the public into thinking that they were somehow like a Russian espionage agent, an agent of Poot, while the fear-mongering got more and more and more and more. All right? And, the Podesta stuff is disgusting. Again, that's why that's how I found Titus. Again, don't have to agree with everything there, okay? And we don't even have to get into code words if we don't want to. But we sure can talk about how their old buddy Denny should go off to an island somewhere. We sure could talk about a bunch of kids being at the farm in a pool in a group chat with Podesta and others. That's completely fucking inappropriate. And how everything there was never discussed. Never. Instead, the media covered up for them. Fucking gross. Ew. That won't happen, Jill. Agreed. Q from Star Trek. At Doctor, yes. Defango, damn. Such crazy drama with that guy. Yeah, who wants to do that stuff? Fuck Q. LOL. Trust in Trump. Trust the plan. I trust in reality. Democrats are a total clown show. You're not wrong. Listen, this makes them easy targets for the clown world, the shit show that they are. 100%. Still waiting on the results. Are the results in? Let's see what the latest is over at the Lords of Google and the Iowa Caucus. Let's do it live. Iowa caucus results. And we're at 0. And we're at 0. You notice how they put Tulsi all the way at the bottom? All the way at the bottom. As if Amy Klobuchar... Oh, they did it alphabetically. Sorry. My bad. 0% reporting still. Let's see what the news is on this. What's the latest? Get your questions in, guys. Again, all super chats will be taken. Let's see. Live updates. Nothing. Quality control issues. Oh, my goodness. By the day's end. By the day's end. Is this by relative, is it? Or no, it's by date. Okay, yeah. So the latest reporting from 27 minutes, it's quality control, and we might get them by the day's end. Fucking clown show. Let's see. Q from Tingle. LOL. Love that guy. LOL. Let's see. Podesta is Chester Bennington's biological father. No, he's not. And if he is, I'd need to see a bunch of DNA evidence. I'll tell you what. If you watched, is it The Keepers? The Netflix documentary. There is some talk of the chance that Podesta may be the Skippy, who's referred to in those emails, other mainstream media reports, and as an unknown gentleman in The Keepers documentary, which is extremely frightening. If you haven't seen that yet, you must. Adam Kokesh, what about the Cokester? Dems can't run anything. You are a lefty. Am I? I don't think I'm a lefty. I think I'm far from a lefty. But, I guess you can think what you want, have your own opinion. The bigger you get, the more they will attack. That's true. Everyone is exposing everyone. LOL. Trump is a loser. He's a loser. Donald Trump is the true avenging golden angel sent by the Most High. Happy Bernie won. I mean, I'd be happier if Tulsi won. Again, look, a lot of people are going to hate on me for saying this, but I'll say it again. If Bernie happens to get the nomination and he names Tulsi Gabbard as his vice president, I would consider, imagine this, I'm not saying I would do it, but I would consider campaigning for the guy. Now, and I disagree with so much of his platform. I say I disagree with about 85% of his platform, maybe more. But what did we get with this guy? We got a lot of promises and the same turmoil in the Middle East. We got a lot of promises and we didn't get the JFK documents. We got a lot of promises and we got the false flag in Duma and the cover-up afterwards. We got a lot of promises, and we've got a hearing coming up in a couple weeks where Julian Assange may be illegally extradited to the United States and charged with 14 counts of espionage and treason. He's not a U.S. citizen, and none of those are real. And it's the end of any type of free speech and free press in the world. And no one seems fucking concerned. So, yeah. Yeah, I'd consider it. He will not get my vote again. Calling the truth fraud is the new normal. I have never seen this level of government insanity in my long life. It's pretty nuts, right? Jason Burmis exposed tonight. We don't worry about those old hacks. They ain't call I yet, right? No, look, we just did it. I is one big F up. Yes, it is. Please don't refer to yourself in the third person. I can't argue with you there, Regal. I can't argue with you there. You wouldn't take the Beanie Man to task. I would take the Beanie Man to task. Listen, I take him to task all the time anyway. When he says something I completely disagree with, when he purports the Russia hoax, I'm all over him. All over him. When, for instance, they were doing the resolution in Yemen, and he was for the amendment that basically allowed us to do military runs with Israel in regard to Yemen, as long as they signed off on it. That was a huge letdown, okay? But at the same time, he's one of the few guys that even talks about the Israeli-Palestinian situation and the plight of the Palestinians in any regard. And he's far from perfect there too, but what do? Trump, on the other hand, is the complete opposite of that. He's completely beholden to Israel, and you'll never hear him talk about the Palestinians. That's a problem. Even with this new quote-unquote peace plan. Tim Pool drinks way too much Red Bull. Is that the real Red Bull, or are you trying to say that he's too right-wing? A little YouTube drama will increase your subscribers. Ask Jay's Station. I don't know who that is. I don't care about drama. I don't want no types of drama with no baby mama. No. Glad he actually read it. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Canadian Truther. They do not like alternative media telling the truth. Here in Sweden, we have a new government made to silencing us and putting us in jail. Suck on that. James Watts. Do you think last-minute Hillary swoop will bring out the most Dem voters? I don't know. I know that now. I feel like if it's going to happen, it'll happen in March when she launches the Hulu series. And there's some kind of fake fervor for her to run. Okay? We want Hill Dog. We want Hill Dog. We want Hill Dog. And they will be more apt to do that if Bernie Sanders continues to trounce the competition. Now, if somehow they're able to sell you on a Bloomberg ticket, maybe he's the one that calls Hillary Clinton in to be his vice president. Joey B has already said he would want Michelle Obama to be his president in a last-ditch effort to get voters. Give me a break. All right. Holly would like to know more. Hope you get a sub bump. I doubt I'll get a sub bump from that. It's his smallest channel, and it's not like he talked a bunch about it. But I appreciate it, my man. Iowa's purposeful sabotaged. Is Hillary's team behind the app? Donald Trump is playing 5D chess, and none can comprehend his genioso. Shadow equals Clinton BS. Lee Fang has broken lots over the years. Listen, again, Glenn Greenwald has his problems, right? The Intercept has its problems. I'm glad they're there. They do a lot of work that you don't see in the mainstream press. And at the same time, I've criticized that with James Corbett, who's done some amazing work saying, hey, we still have to ask Greenwald, Snowden, etc., these questions. We still have to ask these questions about the Intercept, okay? But the more voices, the better. Joe Biden in Waco, Texas, connection, know anything? I know someone said something about that to me. I haven't looked into it, Holiday. R.I.P. DNC. Here's what I like about both Jason and Tim Pool. They both appear to be honest brokers, and they're not agenda-driven. Much respect for both dudes. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate that. Trump is untouchable. A disaster for them? No. A continued disaster for the public. Can't say you're wrong there. This is a fix. I mean, it sure feels like one, right? And even if it's not a fix, it allows, people like Donald Trump Jr. to tweet it is and rile up the base. Biden is Waco Baylor corruption. You don't even need a computer to do it. No, I don't think you do. You eat up the propaganda, doctor. Don't trust politicians. It's a good policy to live by. He's a troll, presto. He's a little bit of Trollerson in there. They are doing all the best to keep Bernie from getting the nomination. Bernie or vest. These words and phrases are pissing me off. Reporting. It's a train wreck. Is this working? Bloomberg bought Ohio. Sharing at Jason Bermson channel similar to this or with an audience that would be in the truth is a great way to spread the truth. That's right. So if you take my channel and you throw it on blogs or you mention it in comments when you're engaging people, that's how we really grow. YouTube's not suggesting a bunch. And by the way, thumbs this video up, subscribe, and share if you're new to the Burmist Brigade. It's a meme. Look, guys, a meme. Russia, Putin. DHS and Clinton Obama cabal fixed it. Wakey, wakey. James Watt says, don't respond to twits. Could be trolls and bots all day. Trolls and bots all day. British philosopher Bertrand Russell wrote that neither a man nor a crowd nor a nation can be trusted to act humanely or to think sanely under the influence of a great fear. That's a wonderful quote and very true. It is so obvious a fix. Well, I mean, when they're telling us now that we might not even get results until the evening, it doesn't look good. Always Russia, same here in Sweden. They are on repeat. It's unreal. Great information from this guy. Thank you, Mr. G. Rich. Jason, can you briefly describe how the caucus works? Well, number one, you have to be there, and you're in districts. It's not the same as a primary, okay? You got to be way, 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 way more involved, all right? And then I'm not even sure how many votes you would get out of Iowa. I don't think it's dependent on whether it's a caucus or a primary. I think it's dependent on how many, first of all, population, but then how many congressmen you have on what your electoral votes are going to be. So different from a primary in many regards, much more involved. We are surrounded by spoon-fed liberal media-influenced lemmings. We'll do it live. Who does this serve? Good question. It serves Trump just fine. Sure seems like the one chick was into Harvey Weinstein. I like couscous. The establishment, you do great work, Jason. Thank you. Thank you. She was, oh man. Jason, will any of them beat Trump? No. Tulsi Gabbard's the only one that could beat Trump, in my opinion, but maybe Bernie. Again, if Bernie's smart enough to launch onto Gabbard, yes. And you know what? Yang isn't a dummy. But they've marginalized Yang. And that doesn't mean I endorse Andrew Yang or I like Andrew Yang. I think a universal basic income is disastrous. But Yang isn't going to just sit there and let Trump walk all over him in a debate. You know who will? Grandma fucking oatmeal. Believe it. I'm going to make a change. It's going to feel real good. Chime on change. Just lift yourself. You know, you got to stop it yourself. Yeah, make that change. I've got to make that change today. Hoo-ah. Guys, by the way, I want to let people know and thank Flick Off and others for signing up to my Rockfin. If you go to rockfin.com/Jason Burmis, it's in there. You're getting 5 extra videos a week you won't get anywhere else. Yesterday, we did live impeachment. We may stream another 20 minutes live of impeachment today and get into that. But by endorsing me and spending $9.99 a month, not only do you get 20 extra videos a month, you also get content from Ben Askren, Jordan Burroughs, Chael Sonnen. Let's go to the Free Thinking Media. Let's see. Graham Elwood, Nico House, Ron Placone. I'm not sure who some of these people are, but Cernovich is also on here if that's your flavor. So there's a wide variety of material that's coming out on this that is exclusive. There's the Convo Couch, etc. on this platform. So if you want to support me, $9.99 a month, go make sure that you endorse me. So you got to go to rockfin.com/Jason Burmis to do so. On the flip of that, you can just sign up for free, and I put up other stuff there for free as well, including my film, Shade the Motion Picture, which is free on there in high def for the very first time. So make sure to check that out. Thumbs this video up, sub, and share. Let's get back to the questions. Let's see. Hey, from Scotland, how we doing, Laura? Joe Biden does grab women by the whoa, Commander. What do you think of the shadow app booty gig was involved with? Well, we reported that in the very beginning, Canadian Truther. We did like the rundown of the level of corruption of this thing in the caucus and the fact that this shadow group, what was it? Iowa and Nevada, DNC, and then some backers of Buttigieg, bootlicker. They can't even cheat a competency. It'd be laughable if it wasn't so damaging to democracy. It's true, but it's a constitutional republic. We talk about democracy every day, but it's a joke. You don't want hand balance. Scotland got shafted. I disagree. Listen, let's use technology the right way with the hand ballots. There's no fucking reason that a human being can't sit there and be filmed with a camera right over them that's 4K enabled, all right? They do it with fucking Pokemon cards, all right? And they mark everything down, and then they put it under the camera, and then the camera registers it. And if there's any fucking discrepancy on that one, you go to the hard copy. We're talking about equipment that is super cheap. Super cheap. It's just like with Epstein and his cell. You can't get a few 4K cameras? You can't get some GoPros in there? You can't strap on a body cam on the guy himself? Get the fuck out of here. Hello from Ireland, McGregor country. Oh, you don't even want to get me going there. Damn, someone else already asked already. You have a publicity count then too? Film it. In a caucus, you actually stand in the group for your candidate, and they count heads. Yes. Yes. Let's see. Shut the F up, six-string Ronan, you douche. Oh, six-string Ronan. In England, you put an X next to the criminals you want to run the country. They give you a pencil and you put an X, but I recommend a black pen as it can be erased. Thank you, Commander. Hey, Jason, did you see that Derek put out a new video about the Founders Files? Will you be covering that? No, I did not see that, but I was trying to have Derek on the Epstein stuff earlier in the week. He's on the road, and I think he's down in Mexico, but I'm always up to have the conscious resistance on, my friend. No problems. Bernie had his own app taking count of the votes in case they tried this. Well, that's good. Good. It's good. Hello, Ireland. I was just listening to Sour Patrol Radio. Joey Jojo Jr. gets some weed. Did they choose to dilute the news cycle this week? I saw Tulsi in New Hampshire. She is smart to focus there. Yes, she is. Listen, if she can break the top 3 in New Hampshire, that's huge. Get some coffee. We got some coffee. It's embarrassing to watch such a fail. New Hampshire right here. Stop on by. Smoke integrity every day. Still hackable with the paper ballot. In New Hampshire, they use the pens provided. Did you not just hear what I just said? Did you not just hear what I just said? You can tape the whole place. The votes never fucking leave where they should be. The camera's on the top. And it's multiple cameras. And then you count them right there. How hard would that be? Fucking 5th graders could figure it out. Come on, man. We live in an oligarchy. You're not wrong. Bloomberg won't debate. He's terrible. Bernie. Did you see the Kentucky 2A protest? They walked the Capitol Hill armed to the teeth. Missed that. Well put, sir. I missed that. I'm perfect to F you. Wow. Jason, I went to the Iowa Republican caucus in 2012, voted for Rand Paul, not saying anything shady happened or any facts of effery took place this state, but they say the votes in the back room 4 count. Yeah, exactly. They don't need to, Matt. That's my point. They don't need to. The back room doesn't need to be a thing. We can hold all these fucking people accountable. The technology is there. It's there. Bernie's team caught them lying on the app. 5 Bernie's lawyers are now in meetings with Iowa Dems. That's the word on Twitter, at least. Damn, son. High Impact Vlogs covered it. No mainstream coverage of the Kentucky rally. I didn't know much about it. The Dems reps, Tory labor, the difference between them is the width of gnats. If Bernie won, then what better way to invalidate it? You're not wrong. I suspect Bernie is paid by the Republicans to divide the Democratic ticket. I suspect you are wrong, Carl. This is where they might inject another new candidate. Covfefe. Woke Vermonster, they don't care that they're so obviously rigging. They know nothing will be done and the people will just bitch about it. Cabal lives on and on. You're not wrong. I think that's going to do it, guys. I think we're going to wrap it up. Remember, there's a lot out there. Thumbs this video up, subscribe, and share. We do it 3 to 7 times for free on this channel right here. So make sure you're a part of it. I do appreciate it, guys. I really, really do. With your help, we're going to grow this channel. Consider the Rockfin. And, guys, we've had this thing going. This is day 4, only $80 on it. Come on, I'd love to hit that 5K mark. Again, I'm looking to relocate. New York is tough. We're going to be doing a video on New York State bail reform and just the travesties that have happened over the last 2 weeks that I haven't already covered, which are just outlandish. So $5, $10, $15, it means the world to me. You big donors out there like Flickoff, Ryan Erickson, Drufus, and others mean the world to me. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the flip side.